This was a fucking mess.
Angry or sad? I'm not sad. I am legitimately angry.
1 out of 10. 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 Ass game. Horrible game. Horrible game. You gotta be kidding me. We're dragging this into a 6th one.
I can be more forgiving of things finding its footing. This is chapter fucking 5.
Mascot horror. Everybody know what mascot horror is. Let's be a little serious. What do you think when you think of mascot horror? Choo Choo Charles? If so, you low-key got a problem. I'm not gonna lie. Tattletales? Underrated game. You said Garden of Banban? Okay, let's just cut this short. I'm not gonna lie. Overall, everybody knows what mascot horror is. Five Nights at Freddy's. Come on, let's be a little serious. Everybody grew up on that. And of course, the most popular installment as of recently, Poppy Playtime. But you know, I was sitting there thinking to myself, in my bed with only nothing but my Sonic underwear, about these said horror games. I'm not gonna lie. In recent years, these low-key suck. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Put down the pitchforks. Let me at least talk. Damn, I can't even get my opinion across before y'all try to come at me like that. But overall, in recent years, I personally don't think mascot horror has been all that good. Especially look at Poppy Playtime. I've never personally played Poppy Playtime until like last week because I wanted to play chapter 5 on stream. By the way, shout out to Twitch. Go follow the Twitch, I'm not gonna lie. Or both sides of your pillow gonna be hot tonight. But if any of you guys were in the stream, boy oh boy, y'all would know it was a hot mess. I do not like those games whatsoever, especially chapter 5, the worst installment, but we'll get to that in a second. Overall, I think Poppy Playtime chapter 1 was relatively mid, but then again, it's chapter 1. They were establishing its footing, so you gotta give them some grace. Chapter 2 is rancid. Besides mommy, she looked pretty good, right? And I personally think chapter 3 is where it peaked. Catnap was a good antagonist. The game actually felt scary for once, but it still had a problem with being nothing but a puzzle game. It's like a puzzle simulator. There should be no reason I have to look up tutorials. Maybe that's just a skill issue, but I low-key like chapter 3. The atmosphere was good, and I like the addition of the smiling critters. I just don't like how this game is so puzzle oriented. I be forgetting it's even a horror game at points, and they be having the weakest jump scares of all time. Or when they're trying to be scary, they'll have Huggy Wuggy's arm slither across a wall. Come on, man, who's getting scared from this besides a 3-year-old? And then I feel like they just throw all that out the window when chapter 4 comes out, and the only good thing about chapter 4 is Doey. The game is not scary whatsoever. They up the puzzle tenfolds, and it's just overall boring. Kind of felt like you were just walking into another room doing a puzzle, and Doey's little round self helps you. And not to mention, Poppy's annoying, man. I just gotta get that out there. She's just annoying. And then boy oh boy, chapter 5. Where do I even get started with this? The puzzles are upped 100 folds. You literally enter a new room. Every new room you enter is just puzzle after puzzle after puzzle. This is not a horror game at this point. 2 hours into chapter 5, you don't even see the prototype yet. All you see is him walking down, trying to find you, and Giblets hiding across you. That's the only thing you see of him. And this is his main chapter. They could have literally cut the first 2 hours out. I'm not gonna lie. It's literally just puzzles. I did kind of like the opening sequence with Huggy running after you. Besides that, that's it. The game is a buggy mess. I literally got soft locked from a room that's mad important to open another door. Almost just punched my whole camera. Bro, ask it nicely. Fuck off. All 3 of y'all. And overall, the game is just not that good. It's literally puzzles. Each new chapter, you get introduced to someone that's gonna help you throughout the chapter, and they just kill that person off for no reason. They introduce new characters for no reason, and that have no significance to the story whatsoever. Like who is this? Why is she here? And overall, the series is just dragging. And that brings me to my next point. A lot of mascot horror games just drag out for no reason whatsoever. Why does FNAF got like 50 games? And why all of them low-key trash after FNAF 4? And it just doesn't make sense to me. It boggles my mind. And I already know it's probably for a cash grab. Like, the series is blowing up. That's why FNAF probably not gonna end until we all 90 years old. We're gonna get Secret of the Mimic 15. And Springtrap's still gonna be alive. And I personally just don't think that just because a series makes a lot of money, they should just drag it out as long as possible. I'm pretty sure I've read somewhere on Twitter that they changed the prototype's design, which I don't really give a fuck about the prototype's design. I'm not gonna lie. I think it kind of just looked like Pomni from Digital Circus and King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph. I'm laughing at that. And that also, they added characters into chapter 5 that originally weren't gonna be there, and they're just dragging the series out. I'm telling you guys right now, chapter 6 is not gonna be the end. Neither is chapter 7. Just look at this statement. They're gonna milk this series for everything. And I'm good off that. And regardless, people are gonna eat it up anyways. People eat up slop all the time. They fail to sit back and comprehend where the series is heading, or even the story that is. That's why I feel like I can appreciate Bendy and the Ink Machine so much. I feel like it doesn't drag on crazy long to the point where the story makes no sense whatsoever. And I'm not gonna lie, I low-key like Amanda Adventurer. 3 games, straightforward, puzzles, and it's low-key a little bit scary. And at least they didn't drag it on like they're doing to FNAF and Poppy Playtime. And another thing, none of the people that are fans of these games know how to take constructive criticism. They know their game series suck or is getting dragged on, and then they'll look at Markiplier, play chapter 5 and absolutely hate it, and then they'll shit on him and shit on his movie for no reason, saying Mark don't know what he's talking about. Mark played over 10,000 horror games. He's like the founder of this. I'm telling you right now, if you load up Poppy Playtime and actually play the game yourself instead of watching it on YouTube, watching your favorite YouTuber cut out 3-4+ hours of footage so the game just flows well, you're gonna have a completely different take on the game, because playing the game and watching the game is 2 completely different experiences. Quick intermission. Let's make a deal, guys. I low-key like torturing myself. So if this video gets to 2,000 likes on YouTube and if I get to 200 followers on Twitch, I will play all of chapter 1 through 5 of Poppy Playtime on stream, and Garden of Banban chapter 1 all the way up to its most recent chapter on stream, and I can't end it until I beat every single one of those games. I think that would low-key be funny. In hindsight, not really, but if y'all want to see me tortured, follow the Twitch and leave a like on the video. Anyways, and another thing that really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me is, why are they promoting toys in the deepest part of the playcare? Ain't this where only the scientists and lab experiments are supposed to be? Why would they be promoting toys down here? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me whatsoever. There's just so much about this game that flat out doesn't make sense, and people will just eat garbage up, and or people will just crucify you if you just say your opinion about a game, especially when it comes to the Mascot horror franchise. Why are we still glazing FNAF in the big 2026 when the story doesn't even make sense anymore? Please enlighten me. And then they just call you a hater. I mean, hey, I am a hater, let's not get it twisted, but that's besides the point. I see a lot of people trying to hate on Garden of Banban, saying the game sucks and it's just a copy and paste of Poppy Playtime. But I never thought that Garden of Banban was trying to be its own thing. Then again, I don't know nothing about Garden of Banban. I've heard recent chapters been solid, or people like that. But overall, I think it was never a game to take as serious as FNAF or Poppy Playtime. And if you're gonna use that, it copies and pastes other things. Let's be for real, all Mascot horror as of recently is just copy and paste. And if they get mad money, they'll just milk everything the series has. I kind of just like the older Mascot horror games, or it's just like a one-off game, kind of like Duck Hunt and Tattletales. I felt like those games were really good for what it was, and it never intended to drag on longer than it needed to. But I already know what I'm about to hear.
Siphons, you can't say that. You're an old head, that's why.
Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that. I like FNAF too, you know, but I just don't see Mascot horror games improving whatsoever, because each new one that comes out, it's kind of just slop fest, and people eat it up. So they're just going to keep making the same garbage. It's going to be puzzles into chase sequence, into slight cutscene, into dragging it to a new chapter. Cough, cough, Poppy Playtime. And I don't know where you go from there, I'm not gonna lie, because if the only thing Mascot horror is offering right now is a chase sequence and puzzles, I'm good off that. But overall, I think Mascot horror is just going in a really bad direction right now. I mean, technically it's been going in a bad direction, but if something doesn't change, it's just gonna keep being the same thing over and over. Repetitive stories, dragged out chase sequences, puzzles. These aren't horror games, and I don't know, I hope things change and we can get something crazy good. But overall, Poppy is just not going in a good direction. I'm sorry to tell you that right now. Chapter 6 not gonna be the end, chapter 7 not gonna be the end. I wouldn't be surprised if they drag it to chapter 10. I know y'all saw that there's a whole city in the underground. That's gonna be a chapter in itself. But overall, I hope y'all liked the video and maybe might have agreed with me. Who knows, sometimes y'all be a little mean to me. I would love to hear y'all opinion though. I read comments. But overall, that's gonna be the end of this video. If y'all fucked with it, leave a like and also subscribe. We on the road to 5,000 subs. And on top of that, like I said, if we get to 2,000 likes and 200 followers on Twitch, I will be doing that stream. Will I regret it? Yeah. So like always, follow that Twitch down below and join the Discord. I love y'all. DS for life. Peace. I don't think it's over there. Yo, this dinosaur looks at me like he wanna fuck, nigga. Relax, gang. Like, what is it pointing at? I mean, right tutorial time. I don't give a fuck. I'm not solving shit no more. I give up. And now we're fucking stuck inside. Yup. Yeah, get me the fuck out of this game.